All right, so 10.2 covers basically one thing, the Huntington Hill apportionment principle. So this is another type of apportionment process, which is different from Hamilton. And we first need to understand something called the apportionment criterion. Now, this says, let me grab a pen here. How about yellow? When assigning a representative among several parties, you want to make the assignment so that you are giving the smallest relative unfairness. And we did relative unfairness in section 10.1. If you remember, you had to find the average constituency of both of your states, subtract the two to get the absolute unfairness, and then take that and divide it by the smaller average constituency, and that gave you the relative unfairness, which was always a decimal like 0.035 or something, which is like 3.5%. So here's their example. They say state A has a population of 13,680 and they have 5 representatives. State B has a population of 6,180 with only 2 representatives. Use the apportionment criterion to determine, well, which state would be more deserving of 1 additional representative. All right. So you have to consider both situations. The first situation would be A gets the extra rep, and then the second situation would be B gets the extra rep. So let's do that, shall we? All right, so here's situation 1. Situation 1 was State A gets the extra representative instead of B. So now originally it said that State A had five representatives, but you'll notice right here they show 6. That is because 5 plus 1 equals 6. Okay, so we give it to them and we're saying, all right, now they've got 6 representatives. So you take the population, divide it by the representatives, and it gives you a average constituency of 2,280. B, same population, divided by 2, that's 3,090. And then you subtract the 2 to get your absolute unfairness. That means that state B actually has an extra 810 people that each representative has to deal with. And so then you divide it by that 2,280, and that gives you 0.355, which is really 35% unfair. Now that looks like a lot, but we got to go check the other situation. So let's look at the other situation where instead B gets the extra representative. So we're back to A, 13,680 divided by the original 5. But now on B, instead of their population being divided by their 2 representatives, we gave them an extra one. So now we divide by 3. And you take this average constituency and this one and subtract them. That's what they're showing here. And then divide by the smaller. So this 676, that is your absolute unfairness, but your relative unfairness is when you divide them. And we get 0.328, which is really 32.8%. That is less than the one before. Before, when you gave it to A, it was 0.355. When you gave it to B, it's 0.328. It's less fair. 0.328 is less than 0.355. So you should give it to B because it's less, I meant to say less unfair. I think I said less fair. It's less unfair. So B should get it. And that's how you figure out the apportionment criterion. But that is only when you're assigning like one extra representative. You know, maybe everybody's set up and you're like, you know what? We've got money for an extra representative. Who should we give it to? Which state is going to get the money so they can hire another rep? In this case, it would be B. They're still both pretty unfair, but there you go. And that is the apportionment criterion.